regarding to the updates of the last 48 hours for everything is happening in New South Wales. There was protests and demonstrations, and people are not happy with locust and people. There's two major issues. Usually, when people they do protest, they want to display some point of view about something. And regarding to this point of view, we can assume in some cases that some point of views is not popular. Some point of views go massive. A few people are having some flag displaying something. Well, the subject here, it was a bit really a popular one. Why? Because a lot of people they lost business. They have no future. They are stuck where they are, and they are not happy with it. And let's be honest with each other. We may talk till the morning about COVID-19 and people who died and this and that and whatever, but there is facts that the damage being done by a lot of this, let's say, procedure, it was much harder than the COVID-19 itself, the damage of it. It will be coming, and keep going, keep going. It's not going to stay just because somebody died. By all the means, they said that these people have been acting in a violent way. Come on, photos doesn't tell that. And they said that somebody has to throw a punch on a horse. And when we checked that out, of course, we found that the police minister was a liar. There was no punch on the horse. The guy who pushed the horse when the policeman tried to attack him. And also, he lied again in his statement. The police minister was saying that there was too many guys of the police being hurt. Actually, nobody was hurt from the police. We've seen a lot of people being hurt from the protesters. However, it would be quite understandable that the police is just another, what we can call it, division of the government, and they will do what the government is telling them to do. So they're not that much of a smart people, and we cannot expect from them to be that much of smart people, honestly. And they will never be. Actually, this is a common problem with the police everywhere in the world. They are not that much of a problem with the police everywhere in the world. They are not that much of a smart people. Usually people who failed in everything in this life, they become police. And it's a fact. If we like or we dislike. And Australia is not exempt from that. However, the point for us is that all the process so far, it doesn't show that it's working. Today, the health, highest level health officer, she spoke about the first time that she got the vaccination. Her husband, he got the vaccination, and her mother-in-law. Of course, people have jokes about, well, we are very sure that you give it to your mother-in-law. However, I don't know if she is telling the truth or she's lying, but we've been waiting for this kind of statement for all of this last period. Not even in the federal level or in any other level of the government has anybody spoken about that they have the vaccine. Nobody. And it sounds amazing that the government, they want you to do something they don't show that much of an interest to do. I'm not here to criticize Mrs. Gladys for what she done. She was hanging around with her boyfriend, drinking coffee, enjoying her time. But let's be factual. You don't want to let people to do such a thing and you're doing it. Well, I'm not saying you're doing the wrong thing, by the way. You can practice your own freedom, Mrs. Gladys. I have nothing personal against you. But what I was against you, that you run away with letting people down from the ship, coming to the country, bringing the virus. That's the thing that you have to be definitely prosecuted about. But so far, nobody wants to talk about it. The media forgot completely about it. And there was also the calls that about bringing the army. Okay, so the police is no good in patching up people. Let's bring the army. What's going to do the army? Shooting people if they didn't comply, or what are they going to do? It seems to me we are start coming to a situation that the government want to enforce this vaccine in any way. What's going to happen if, let's say, a massive people, a couple of hundreds of thousands, they refuse to take the vaccine? You're going to put all of them in jail or what? Let's be honest with each other. So far, you're not showing any real example of leadership. You are miserably keep talking and talking, 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 statement after statement. We have this. Keep, stay at home. Don't do this. Don't do that. Comply with this. Comply with that. Well, look, it doesn't need a government to talk all this creepy stuff. Anybody can talk about it. Anyone. You don't need to show a leader, what we can call a position of government, or to get that position to talk about such a thing. Anyone can talk about it like this. You look less than hopeless, and we quite understand that the government wasn't that much qualified in dealing with crisis. So it seems to me they still like playing an experiment after experiment and everything. So far, this crisis maybe will grow up or may stop at some stage. I'm not very sure of it, but it's very clear that the government they don't know what to do about it. Have a good night, everyone.